Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale and today we're diving into some Canadian content with some Canadian rockabilly bands. So with Halloween just a few short days ago, I was searching for just the right kind of video to do for today, and this morning I got some inspiration from another reactor channel that I am a big fan of, Low End University. Shout out there to fellow bass players, who has been doing some psychobilly and rockabilly. And that's when the light went off. That's what I gotta do. It's been a little too long since I've covered some CanCon, some Canadian content. And being a former roadie and mostly working in my career within the Canadian borders, why not cover some Canadian rockabilly? Especially because I myself am a bass player. Just sitting over there is a vintage upright bass. I do play myself, although I've never been in a band playing upright particularly. But I thought, hey, I'm friends with a lot of Canadian rockabilly bands, psychobilly bands. I've worked with some, toured with some, got some stories to share, so why not? So I figured, let's just dive into that, shall we? Hey there, editor me, just putting together this video. An audio mom who was in the other room overheard me putting this together. And after I was done, she criticized me. She's like, what the heck, guy? You go and you do some Creepshow, and you do some Big John Bates, and you're doing this for Halloween in Canadian rockabilly, and you didn't do the song Halloween? So we're going to sneak another one in here. Now this one is a little bit of a cheater, so to speak, because it is a cover. It is a cover of the Misfits. This is also the song that, at least as far as the Creepshow is concerned, kind of put them on the map. This is one of, if not the first song they ever recorded when they first got started in the beginning. So again, this will be Jen Blackwood on guitar, and vocals of course. But it was done for a Hockey Canada compilation of some sort. I don't remember the specifics of it, but it was a great little introduction to them, and then of course expanded into a whole career for them all. So I figured, why not do this one too? We're going to sneak another one in here. We'll do a fourth video. We'll be a little Creepshow heavy on it, but so what? They're just that good. And the song is that good because, you know, love the Misfits. My first ever tattoo, in fact, was a Misfits logo on my arm. Although, in fairness, at the time, it was really more about Cliff Burton from Metallica. But I love the Misfits as well, and they have definitely been a massive influence over the years for me. Met the band and all that. And so, anyways, too much talking. Let's get into it. We're going to sneak one more in here before we even start the video, because this is where it all started for them, before they even had an album. So this is the Creepshow, featuring Jen Blackwood on vocals and guitar. This is the Misfits Halloween. As you can see, 06, so this is going back a number of years.
Bonfires burning bright, pumpkin faces in the night. I remember Halloween, dead cats hanging from poles, little dead are out in droves. I remember Halloween. Ground leaf vertigo, where skeletal life is known. I remember Halloween, this day anything goes, burning bodies hanging from poles. I remember Halloween. Candy apples, razor blades, little dead are soon engraved.
I don't want to stop it too often during this. Just watching this video, which somebody just put together with a bunch of clips of random images that kind of fit the lyrics, and I had a small little chuckle there when I saw the candy apples. Many years ago at a Halloween party that I hosted, I made candy apples because I'm that old that was the thing that people still did. But I played a gag on some of my friends. I made candied apples for everyone, but one of them wasn't an apple. And I knew which one it was, but nobody else did, and I let them pick it all randomly, and one of my unfortunate friends had a candied onion.
I remember Halloween, this day anything goes, burning bodies hanging from poles. I remember Halloween.
wasn't reflected on that poster. That just showed the American dates, but there was a Canadian portion of that tour, and I saw, I think, 3 shows on it in 3 different cities. Because I was touring tour, and we were all traveling the same direction on different tours. So every time we landed in a city where they were playing, I just kept showing up and going to their shows because they're just that good. I wanted to. Anyway, just wanted to throw in an extra sneaky little one in there before we even start the video. So, enough is enough. Let's let the video start now, shall we? So first up, I thought we would do a little bit of a double dive into the Creepshow, being that they are probably one of my favorite rockabilly, psychobilly type bands of all time. And I know them. They're friends of mine. Well, acquaintances, I suppose, but I've had the opportunity to see them live many, many times with all of their singers. They've had 3 over the years. And I've had an opportunity to befriend several of the band members, and I'm even in a couple of the music videos. So no better place to start than there. So right off the hop, we're going to get into the Creepshow's The Garden. So this features Jen Blackwood, their first singer. So we're going to do that one first, and then after that we're going to follow that up with a song featuring their second singer, Jen's younger sister Sarah Blackwood, who happens to now front the band, or one of the front people for the band, Walk Off the Earth. Couldn't be happier for her and all of their success, but of course that meant that she eventually had to step away from the Creepshow, and that role was eventually filled by a lovely lady named Kendra. Now, we're not going to cover any of Kendra's era songs today, but we may come back to that another day if you all want to hear it. But for now, we're going to do one song from Jen, one song from Sarah, and then we're going to jump ahead into another band, Big John Bates and the Voodoo Dollz. And I'll have chapter references down below for all of these. So without further ado, we're going to jump into this one here. This is The Garden. I'm going to try not to pause this one too much. Although, like I said, knowing some of the people and being around in the making of some of these videos, not this one specifically, but the next one I literally am in that video, I may pause from time to time just to kind of throw a little tidbit of information or nugget or whatever. And it's been a little while since I saw this one, so bear with me if I'm kind of surprised by things myself. But right off the bat there, I did see all that artwork there. In fact, we're going to back that up and just pause it. You can see it there in the bottom corner, that goofy, colorful little skull. That is a character or design from Play Dead Cult. They're Toronto, Stu Andrelli. He is a Toronto-based artist and store owner. Well, I don't know the status of his store these days because I don't live in Toronto anymore. But fantastic artist, really cool dude. Plays drums in a band himself, a Primitive Evolution. Had some merch of his, although they've worn out over the years, so if I was to wear it now, you wouldn't even see the logo on it anymore. But a big, big fan of his, and I've always wanted to have some of his own artwork painted onto my base, but I've never got a chance to do it just yet. Maybe one day. We'll see, Stu. One day. But anyways, let's get right back into it. So what you're seeing down there, when you see that little skull, that's some Play Dead Cult. Great stuff. Look them up. I highly suggest it. But let's let this one play for a bit, shall we?
There's a dark, fading light in the garden where you lay your head tonight. Through the darkened hours where you're thinking of me, state of sleep is what you'd rather be. There's a pale purple moonlight in the garden where you lay your head to die. Frozen dreams and nightmares have you forgetting a dream of what you always thought you could have been. Hey, don't draw the line. Did you know that you were right?
Ah, yes, and there's Sarah right there. And we'll back up a quick second, so as soon as I hit play again, you'll see a brief flash. I'm pretty sure she's in this video a lot more. But you'll see a blonde lady sitting in a chair. That's Sarah Blackwood, Jen's younger sister, the one who will eventually take over the band when Jen stepped aside. And like I say, these days, she's now fronting Walk Off the Earth. We'll get to one of her songs in a minute.
So
quick little pause here. Another little shout out to some other Canadian rockabilly bands. When I was putting together the list of who I was going to do, I was originally going to do 3. I'm still going to do 3, but I'm going to do 2 Creepshow and 1 Big John Bates, like I said. Originally, I was also going to do a song by the Matadors. Now, the Matadors, back then at least, the front person for them, Hooch, was the husband of Jen. And he's actually on one of the songs from this album. And, well, he fronts the Matadors, like I said. And I was originally going to do one of their songs because they're absolutely Canadian rockabilly legends as well and deserve to be mentioned. But I've told myself when I do this channel, my goal is to be positive. I'm here to lift people up. I'm here to promote good music, promote good people, promote good times, promote good vibes. And then I went, why am I going to do the Matadors? Anyway.
So baby blue, don't cry. Don't you go now. Don't you go now.
So there it is. There's the first song we're going to dive into. In case you all kind of caught it along the way, I was sort of kind of singing along in my head, or, lip syncing, so to speak. No one wants to hear me sing. Certainly not over Jen, because she's amazing. Love her vocals. But like I had indicated, I do know this song. I do know the next song. I do know these artists. Today's not about reacting to new music so much for me as it is using this as an opportunity to share with you all. I am Canadian. Like I say, I came from the Canadian music industry. I've been in bands myself over the years, recorded, toured. I've played bass for other artists live and in studio. I've guitar teched, roadied in a variety of different capacities. And like I say, being Halloween, I decided just to promote Canadian bands, Canadian rockabilly. And so I'm picking on, utilizing, enjoying, appreciating, I shouldn't say picking on, I'm appreciating some of the people that really inspired me in all kinds of ways. As a musician, to pick up the upright bass, Sean McNabb, killer bass player. He's the guy in this video, definitely an inspiration of mine when I pick up the Doghouse. So I wanted to promote, celebrate, and enjoy some CanCon because it's been far too long since I've done that. So there we are with song number 1, going back a number of years to Creepshow's first album. That was The Garden. Amazing record. Highly suggest you check it out. All right, next up, we're going to continue our little bit of a dive into the Creepshow, but this is now with Sarah Blackwood on vocals. So this is era 2, if you will, their second vocalist. And this song will be called They All Fall Down. Now, over the years that I lived and worked in Toronto as a roadie, I had the opportunity to work in and around these guys a number of times, and I was invited to be in a couple of the music videos. This is one of them. Now, it'll be a blink and you miss it moment. It'll be really difficult to pull me out of the crowd, pull me out of the background, but I'm in there. That's all I can say. I got the photos to prove it. And we'll just leave it at that and enjoy the music. So let's go.
This is a worldwide state of emergency, and there ain't no end in sight. Continue on, and that will make it through the night. It's like a fatal game of hide and seek, and we're running for our lives. We're all doing what we can just to survive. Nobody's gonna be left standing when the wave comes crashing down. Run up the bodies and stack 'em high. We're gonna burn them to the ground. They all fall down.
missed it. I was trying to catch it. When you see those scenes where they're doing the underground boxing fight club, I'm in there somewhere. I mean, you can't tell me apart from the crowd. Look at me, wearing a wife beater, pardon me, bad term, I know. Wearing a sleeveless tight white undershirt. Jeans, black jeans, chains, you know, slicked up hair, all that. I fit in with the crowd, but I'm in there. That's all I can say. There will be some scenes where I'll be in the background. There's a scene near a picnic table. We filmed a number of different scenes throughout the course of the day. We were there for quite some time. Music videos take a long time, I assure you. I'm in several. I've been involved in even more. But anyway, let's get right back into the song because this is a great jam and we're missing it. All right, let's see if we can catch it here. There I am. Fall down! They all fall down! They all fall down! I'm the guy in the hat. That's me. I said I'd show you. There I am. That's me. That's me. I'm the guy in the hat with the submitters. Anyway, let's go. They all fall down! There it is. They all fall down by the Creepshow. And as you can see at the end of the clip there, at one point they were on Hellcat Records, the record label owned by Tim Armstrong of Rancid. Pretty cool stuff, huh? Anyways, that was that. And apologies to the band, Sean Ginty, sorry. We're going to stop it there. We're not going to get into a song by Kendra, but y'all want to hear one? We will absolutely do it. There's more to go here for sure. They were a great band. They've been around a long time. They got a lot more music. But we're going to take a pause on the Creepshow and we're going to move on to the next one. Hang tight. All right, thanks for sticking around. So next up, we're going to do a song by Canadian band Big John Bates and the Voodoo Dollz. Now, prior to living in Toronto, I was living and working in Vancouver, and I had an opportunity to do some lights, actually it would have been. I did some lights for these guys, a show or two here or there. And I can't say with absolute certainty, the brain gets foggy over the years, I'm old, but I may have done lights for these guys at this exact venue because I was their house technician at Richards on Richards at one point. Richards on Richards was a club in Vancouver back in the day. I don't believe it's there anymore, but I don't go out clubbing in Vancouver these days because I'm old, a dad, and don't live in Vancouver. But anyways, fantastic band, really great show, really great energy, and of course, great songs. So we're going to wrap up our Halloween edition of CanCon Canadian Content Rockabilly Edition with a little bit of Big John Bates and the Voodoo Dollz and Bangtown.
Little girl, I ask you one time, what drag you out late last night? Midnight tigers fill the street, don't you see a man that you don't do? Take the devil for a ride, pretty soon he won't to drive. Last shot, last chance, last shot, relapse. There's one down in Bangtown, one down in Bangtown. On the floor the mirror smashed, it
pause there real quick in the middle of the guitar solo because that's always when you want to stop it. Shame on me. Anyway, just wanted to throw out a little quick honorable mention to a couple of the bands that didn't make the cut today for absolutely no reason whatsoever but time. Raygun Cowboys, The Brains, love them. On tour right now. I think they came through Vancouver not that long ago. And, well, the Killbillies. Killbillies were a great band from Calgary and featured a good friend of mine on upright bass who later on went to front her own band called Eve Hell and the Razors. And if you are observant and were reading my shirts, because there's usually signs going on there, there's always a hint going on in the clothing I'm wearing, by the way, whenever I can. I have worn her shirt in the past. Really great woman, really great singer, really great music. So we got some Killbillies, we got some Eve Hell and the Razors. Now these are indie bands. You gotta really go digging to find the music, but I totally suggest it because they're great. Anyways, enough of the honorable mentions. We're interrupting a guitar solo, and that's just shameful, especially when it's Big John Bates, because the guy rips. So let's back that up, shall we?
Girl, tell me one more time, what drag you out late last night? Midnight tigers fill the street, don't you see a melody, oh girl? Don't believe what you've been told, drag you down and nails on your bones. Last shot, last chance, last shot, real life is one down in Bangtown. One down in Bangtown. One down in Bangtown. More down in Bangtown. You're down in Bangtown.
And there she is. Wrapping up our Canadian CanCon Rockabilly journey for this Halloween 2025. There we are with some Big John Bates and the Voodoo Dollz and some Creepshow. Really glad that we did that. That was a lot of fun. I hope you all got a little Canadian content, musical education there. Got to see some cool music that maybe you hadn't had a chance to discover, being that we are such a small little country and a little blip in the map of the overall music scene. But there's some definitely good Canadian music up here. There's some fantastic rockabilly up here, and I'm really glad to promote Canadian music whenever I can because that was a big part of my career. So, there we are for now. We're going to wrap that one up. We're going to let it go, and we are going to hope to see you again.